we are going to be solving the question above under Supermesh Analysis, and then we are going to be looking finding the current in the circuit, and then we've already discussed what Supermesh means from the introduction of this course, because it's a complete course. Now, Supermesh will always occur whenever there is a voltage sources between whenever there is a voltage source between two meshes, and you can see we are having a voltage source of 3 ampere between this mesh and this mesh. So Supermesh is going to occur there. So the first thing we are going to do is to assign the mesh current. So let's assign the mesh current. Okay, so that's it. Okay. All right, so we are going to name them. This is going to be I1, this is going to be I2, this is going to be I3. So I1, I2, and what? I3. All right, so that's it. All right, so what we are going to do is this. If you look at this node carefully, if you look at this node, let's call this node A. If we apply KVL to that node, you are going to observe that 3 ampere is flowing into that node, and the I12 will also be flowing to that node. So we can apply KCL here by saying I3 will be equals to 3 plus what? 3 plus I1. All right. So apply KCL to what? To node A. Okay, so we do that. So I3 will be equals to what? 3 plus I1. So this is going to be equation number 1. All right. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to remove the current source. So if we remove the current source, it's going to affect this 1 ohms because current will not flow during that 1 ohm. So we are going to remove it as well. All right, so you can see we have combined mesh 1 and mesh 3 together, so giving us a big loop. Now this one, you can see that. All right, so we are going to apply KVL to the super mesh. Now apply KVL to super mesh. All right, we're going to apply KVL to super mesh. All right, and if you look at the super mesh, we are having a voltage source which is 4. So we are going to say 4 is equals to what? So 4 is equals to, now we are having our current, that is I1. So let's say I1, which is between 3 and 2. So it's going to be I3 minus what? I2. All right, so again we are having these 2 ohms which is between 1 and what? And 3. So it's going to be plus 2 into what? Into I1 minus I2. Okay, and then we are having I1 here. You know, this I1 that is going to flow through this 1 ohms, so it's going to be I1. All right, so if we therefore open this bracket, what are we going to have? What are we going to have if we open this bracket? So let's do that. 4 we are 4 will be equals to 1 times I3 is I3 minus I2 plus what? Plus 2 I1 minus 2 I2 plus I1. So we collect like terms. 4 will be equals to this plus this is 3. So 3I1. This plus this is going to give us minus 3I2, then plus what? Plus I3. So this is equation number what? Equation number 2, not 1. equation number 2. I hope you understand this. All right, so the next thing we are going to do is we are going to apply KVL to mesh 2. Apply KVL to mesh 2. All right, so we apply KVL to mesh 2. This is our mesh 2 here. Now, do we have a voltage source here? No, so it's going to be 0, which is equals to, now we are having 1 ohms, which is between mesh 2 and mesh 3, so it's going to be I2 minus I3. All right, and then we're having these 3 ohms here. The only current that will flow through there is I2, so it's going to be 3I2, and then this one plus 2, which is between I2 and what? I1. All right, so I hope you also understand this. It's not hard, and I hope you are getting the concept correctly. You can comment that in the comment section. All right, so the next thing we are going to do is just to open this bracket. So 0 will be equals to I2 minus I3 plus 3I2 plus 2I2 minus 2I1. So if we collect the like terms, 0 will be equals to, so we are only having minus 2I1, this plus this plus this. It's going to give us what? 4, 5, 6 plus 6I2 and then minus I3, equation number 3. All right. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to put equation 1 into equation 2 and equation 3. So put 1 into 2 and equation 3. All right, so what is equation 2? Equation 2 is 4 is equals to 3I1 minus 3I2 plus 3 plus I1. All right, so if I move 3 to this side, it's going to be 4 minus 3, which is 1, equals to this plus this is going to give us 4I1, then minus 3I2, equation number what? 1. All right, sorry, 4. So we are going to put 1 into 3. So which is going to be what? 0 will be equals to minus 2I1 plus what? Plus 6I2, then minus what? Minus I3, which is 3 plus what? Plus I1. All right, so 0 will be equals to what? Minus 2I1 plus 6I2 minus 3 minus I1. All right, so 0 will be equals to this plus this is going to give us minus 3I1 plus 6I2 minus 3. So if we move 3 to that side, it's going to be positive 3 equals to minus 3I1 plus 6I2. So this is going to be equation number 5. So we are going to solve equation 5 and 4 simultaneously. So let's write equation 4. 1 is equals to 4I1 minus 3I2. All right, equation number 4, and equation 5 is 3 is equals to minus 3I1 plus 6I2, equation number 5. All right, so I hope you understand this carefully. All right, so we are going to multiply this equation by 3 and this equation by 4. So 3 times 1 is 3 equals to 12I1 minus what? Minus 9I2. And 12 equals to minus 12I1, then plus 24I2. Equation number 4, equation number 5. So if we add these two equations together, we are going to have 15 equals to this, we cancel this, then 9 plus 2, oh sorry, it's supposed to be 24, not 2. All right, so minus 9 plus 24, that is going to give us 15. So 15 I2. All right, so we are going to divide both sides by 15. We are going to get I2, right? All right, I don't want to clean for now. So I2 will be equals to 15 over 15, which is equals to 1 ampere. All right, so I2 is equals to 1 ampere. So let's get I1. So let's get I1. So which equation will be very easy for us to get I1? Let's use equation number 4 since we know the value of I2. So all right. So from equation 4, 1 is equals to 4 I1 minus 3 I2. I2 is 1. All right. So 3 times 1 is 3. We move minus 3 to this side. It's going to be 1 plus 3, which is 4, equals to 4 I1. So divide both sides by 4. We divide both sides by 4. I1, let's say I1 will be equals to 1 ampere. All right. So we've gotten our I1 as well. So let's go for I3 now. I3 will be equals to 3 plus I1, which is 1. So this will be equals to 4 ampere. So I1 is 1 ampere, I2 is 1 ampere, and I3 is 1 ampere. So this is how to go about this question. And I hope the question is well structured and well simplified. You can comment that in the comment section. Let's know how far you are learning from our platform. And don't forget that we have a well structured material on circuit analysis, which will not only help you to understand, to also help you to hit your examination excellently. And if peradventure you are having any difficulties with your assignment, you can always send it into our inbox. And we are also open for private tutoring. And if peradventure you are finding it difficult to understand a topic in circuit analysis, in electrical engineering, we can help you to provide a material, a step-by-step material on that particular topic. You can always reach out to us. Check the description of this channel. You have access to our WhatsApp number and our email, and you will also have access to our seller link. You can go to our seller and get any of our material. And if peradventure today is also your first time of coming across our content, do well to give this video a thumbs up. Ensure to click on the notification bell so that anytime we upload a video like this, you will be the first to receive the notification. And please don't forget to always share our content with your friends in other institutions who might be in need of this. Thank you. Stay tuned for more.